Hello and welcome to part 3 of episode 1 of our epic video series on how to take care of pet rats. Episode 1 is all about how much do pet rats cost, and part 3 will be about mostly food and healthcare. That's all you need to know, really. If you have missed part 1 and 2, the links are in the video description, and if you haven't, then enjoy! So the next item on our list, which is at this point item number 7, I think, I kind of lost count. Food. Food is really important for them as well as for us, actually even more important for them because they have a much faster metabolism than humans, meaning that they have to eat every day 1/10 of their weight in food, which is the equivalent of if you ate about 50 burgers every day, or like the whole contents of your fridge on a daily basis, which I hope you don't. But fortunately they're much smaller than us, so even if it sounds like a huge amount of food, it will account to not much. This average dude weighs 200 pounds, but this average rat weighs only 1 pound. So 1 pound divided by 10 is not a lot of food, and so not a lot of money. Actually, I've tried a lot of different kinds of foods. There are a lot of fun ones that you'll find in different pet stores with funny colors and nice shapes, and that have seeds in it or dried fruit or all that, and it's not recommended to buy those for rats. What is recommended is to buy something that is called Lab Blocks. This here in Europe is the most popular brand and the brand that you'll find everywhere. Every veterinarian recommends it. It's called Selective Balanced Diet for Rats. You see, it's basically if it's expensive and made of little pellets that all have the same shape and color, that's probably the best food yet you can find for your rats. I think the biggest brand in America is called Oxbow, just like the famous clothing brand for surfers and shit. And yeah, this is really great because it has everything your rat needs in terms of minerals, vitamins, you know, and it doesn't have too much protein. This is something, if you decide to go the DIY route and make your own pet food, protein is something that you should really watch, because too much protein in the rat's diet will make their skin itchy and they'll scratch themselves a lot sometimes until they start bleeding, and also it can be really bad for their kidneys. So try to find Lab Blocks. That's the ideal for rats. That is really what you should give them on a daily basis, and of course it's kind of a bland food, so supplemented by treats and giving them your leftovers. I will go much more in depth in an upcoming video about rat food, what rats should eat, what they should not eat, what you should give them daily, what you should give them once in a while, treats and all that. This will be covered in a video soon. Right now, let's just talk about the cost. I'm not gonna talk about the cost of treats because that's so small it's negligible. Same for your leftovers, because they're leftovers, so they won't cost you anything likely. And just this food, this is the most expensive brand, much more expensive than all the others, and yet it's still pretty cheap because of course rats are very small, so they don't eat a lot. One bag like this one is 1.5 kilograms and it costs 12 euros. I go through 3 of these bags every month for 10 rats, which is 36 euros per month for 10 rats, which is 3.5 euros per rat per month. so food will really not be a concern, because even if I buy the most expensive food available, it still costs me only 3 euros per rat every month, which is really fucking cheap. So let's assume that you're gonna follow my advice and buy 4 or 5 rats. It will cost you less than 20 euros per month, about 17, let's say 20. Let's include all the treats and whatever you want to buy them. Let's put it at the maximum so you don't have any bad surprises. Let's say you have between 4 and 6 rats, and the whole cost of food should be a maximum of 20 euros per month. Currency conversion now. The next item on our list, I almost forgot it, and it's probably the most obvious, is the rats themselves, because I'm assuming that you're gonna buy them at a pet store, which is the most convenient way to acquire new rats. Of course, you could also go to a rescue if there's one near where you are. You could find rats on like Craigslist or the equivalent in your region, area, country, whatever. And actually that's what I did for my first rats, and it didn't go that bad. And yeah, you could also buy them at a feeder, which the rats that are made to be snake food are usually really healthy rats, but really the most obvious and convenient way for most of us to buy rats is to go at a pet store. So how much do rats cost at a pet store? Well, usually it's around 10 a piece. 10 euros for one rat is the price that you will find on most places. So that's not very expensive. And even if for starters you should buy, yeah, I'm gonna say 4. I'm gonna say 4. This is good. This is a good number for beginner. It's 4 rats is pretty cool. So let's say you buy 4 of these. It's still only 40, and of course you'll keep them for a long time, especially if you take good care of them. So this is quite a good investment. If you choose to purchase the rat from an independent breeder, which are people who you can find on the internet and who breed rats at home, usually as a hobby or as their job, it will cost you about the same amount, 10 per rat. If you acquire them at a rescue, if you can find one, it will be usually the same amount, 10 per rat. And if you choose to go for feeders, it will be about half that price, 5 per rat. Last but not least, healthcare. Now, I'm not gonna give a price because it varies wildly from country to country, so I would have to give a big ass list of prices, and of course it varies from if your rats need surgery or just a routine check or whatever. There can be of course a lot of different things that happens to your rat's health, just like yours. So you're gonna have to be the one who does the research on that one. Go to your local vet clinic if you have one, or to your local vet, and if you cannot find in your close area a vet that is a specialist in like rodents or small animals, or rats would be the ideal, but you have to have close to your home a vet that knows how to deal with rats, how to treat them. If you don't, you should probably not get the rats at all, because sometimes there are medical emergencies. A rat's health can go bad really fast. Sometimes it's a matter of hours. It can go bad really quick, so you have to have a vet really close to your home to be able to give the proper care that your rat will need. So that will be the first thing that you have to check, having a vet or a vet clinic that can take care of rats and that is close to your house. And while you're checking that, ask for their prices for the basic rat care, and put that money down before you buy the rats. Too often when I'm online looking at message boards or websites dedicated to asking and answering questions, I see people who have money problems and are asking like home remedies for rat illnesses, their argumentation, their excuse is that, yeah, I had the money to go to the vet when I bought the rat, but now my financial situation has changed and I cannot really, and okay, I can understand it because it happened to me once, and still the thing I recommend is that check how much it will cost to treat a rat and multiply that sum by 2 or 3, because obviously you have several rats, and put that money in a I don't know, in a jar or in a separate bank account, savings account, something like that. Put that money down, because of course maybe your financial situation will change. I mean, I hope it won't, of course, but it's the kind of things that happens in life. So you should have the money ready at all times, because as I said earlier, rat health issues are most of the time emergencies, and it can go really bad in a matter of days or even hours. So you need to be able to react really fast. So you need to have that money on hand at all times. So before you buy the rats, check if you have a vet or a vet clinic in your area that can treat rats. Check their prices. Multiply a price of an average operation by like 3. Put that money down in a jar, like near your bed, or in a savings account. Like this, you'll have much more peace of mind, and you won't have to worry about money because in case it goes bad, because you have that money right available. So that is the end of today's video, today's episode. Of course, there will be much more. So if you liked it, please subscribe. And if you're interested in the subject, subscribe. And if you want to learn more about rats, subscribe. If you really liked what I do and want me to continue in ideal conditions, please consider a monthly donation on my Patreon. The link is in the video description. Of course, if this video sucked, dislike it and explain why in the comments so I can make the next ones better. If you liked it, hit that like button, smash that, like, explode that motherfucking like button. And yeah, if there are questions you have about rats, if there are subjects you want me to discuss, please ask in the comments. Give your questions in the comments. I'm gonna do like FAQ videos sooner or later, and the more questions you post and the most interesting they are, the better it will be for everyone. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you really soon.